students. Myself Prema. Welcome students. Students, today we are going to study the second chapter in geography, that is endogenetic movements. Endogenetic movements, that is the movements that are occurring in the interior part of the earth. Now students, in the beginning of this chapter, now one example is given for you. Just go through that. That is here earthquake that has taken place in Nepal. About that information is given, and based on that some questions are asked for you. So just find out the answer and go through that. Now in this chapter, students, we are going to study about the natural events. Now various natural events occur on the earth from time to time. That is floods, storms, snowfall, extreme rainfall, etc. So similarly, because of these movements below the earth's surface, natural events like earthquake and volcanic eruptions occur. For the organisms living on the earth, these events are distress. So what is told that here various types of natural events that are taking place on the earth. Floods is happening, snowfall is there, extreme rainfall is there, and sometimes what happens, movements below the earth surface, they are taking place. So because of that, volcanic eruption is taking place, earthquake is there. Now when these things are taking place, no, at that time they are destructive for the human being. So there is a loss of life and property because of these natural calamities. So we are going to study about these natural calamities, that is the internal movements that are going to take place. Now for that, for understanding these internal movements, some examples are given in your book. Now that you can do also, you can practice. Now first here example is given of the book as shown in the figure 2.2. Arrange your notebooks on each other. Place 3-4 objects. Chalk, duster, sharpener, eraser, etc. on them. Now quickly take out a notebook without affecting the others according to figure 2.2. Observe what happens. Now when you are going to arrange that, and immediately in that, from the middle one book you are going to remove. What will happen? The chalk, duster that you have kept, they are going to fall down. Another example is again arrange the notebooks and keep chalk, duster, sharpener, rubber, etc. on them as in the previous way. So now give a slight push to this structure and observe what happens. Then again give a hard push. Observe what happens and have carry out the discussions on all this activity. Means when you are going to arrange that books and the chalk and duster, first slightly you are going to give a light push. So what will happen? Small movement will be there, and afterwards when you are going to give a hard push, what will happen? They are going to fall down. So based on this, here explanation is given for you. Now earthquake and volcanoes occur because of the instability in the interior of the earth. So this instability is created due to the movements occurring in the earth's interior. So earthquake and volcanoes, what is told, students, they are occurring because of the instability that is occurring in the interior part of the earth. And that instability, why it is created? Because of the movements that are taking place in the interior part of the earth. Now generally the movements in the earth's interior occur in the upper layer of the mantle. So a lot of energy is released by the radioactive materials in this mantle, and these energy waves travel from one place to another. So the radioactive materials that is generated, so this the energy that is released by the radioactivity materials, so that energy, they start traveling from one place to another, and due to such flow of energy, instability is caused in the mantle, and the movements are classified on the basis of their velocity, that is on the basis of their speed, the direction in which they are going to move, and the landforms they are going to produce. So we are going to study about the classification of the internal movements. So first here basis of the classification and the movements depending upon the velocity, direction and landforms. So first is velocity. Because of the velocity, slow movements will be there, so occurring continuously, what will happen? Formation of mountains and continents will be there. And if sudden movements is there in the form of events like earthquake and volcanoes, because of that is. Next is direction. Horizontal movement, upward, downward movement will be there. Landforms, that is continent building, creating continents, plateaus and highlands, and mountain building, that is folding and faulting. Now about the slow movement we are going to study. The effect of the slow movement can be seen in the form of formation of mountains and continents on the earth crust. So this is explained by this, it is given. Now for effect is given, pressure, tension that is generated, and that effect here it is shown on both. What will be the effect on the hard rock and what will be the effect on the soft rock. So the direction of the waves movement first is when the waves they are moving towards each other. So at that time, what will be the effect on the hard rocks? Fault will be created. Hard rocks, and effect on the soft rocks. What will happen? On the soft rocks, foldings is going to take place. And when waves they start moving away from each other, they start move away from each other. So at that time, here fault will be there. That is shown as gap is going to occur. And sometimes what happens? Fault plane will be there. So that is it. Now mountain building movements. So for that also activity is given for you. Take a 30 centimeter long paper strip. Place your hand on the both the ends of the strip. Move both the ends towards each other, giving pressure on the strip. Observe what happens to the strip. So here see one strip is shown on both the ends. If you are going to give the pressure, so what will happen? In the means here in the middle, it is going to rise. So geographical explanation is given of that. The strip was moved by placing the hands on both the ends. The work performed on the strip at that time is called as compression. Means here when you are going to put on both the ends, when you are going to put the pressure. So what is the word used here? That is the work performed on the strip at that time is called as a compression. So pressure was given on the center of the strip from both the ends. So as a result, the strip moves and folds are formed. So when pressure is given from both ends, what will happen? The middle portion is going to rise. Similarly, due to the pressure, the earth crust movements are generated and the folds are formed. Next is about the fold mountains. Energy is transferred from the interior of the earth, and because of this energy, waves and pressure working towards each other and in horizontal direction, the layer of the soft rocks forms faults. So what is told that when energy is transferred from the interior part of the earth, energy is transferred, and these energy waves and pressure they are working towards each other. They come towards each other in a horizontal direction. So the effect of this on these soft rocks, what will happen? Forms will be generated. If the pressure is very high, large scale folds are formed, and there is complexity increases. As a result, the surface of the earth gets uplifted and fold mountains are formed. So here example is given about the Himalayas, Aravallis and Rockies, Andes, Alps. These are the major fold mountains. So here see compression when it is generated. So these types of folds are occurring. So these types of folds. So example of which mountain is given? Himalaya mountains are given, Alps is given, Aravallis is given. So here see folded part of the mountain, how it looks. Here also one picture is shown. And same way here about the image of the Himalayas and the adjacent nearby areas, that is also shown. Next here it is mentioned, that is activity 2. Take a long strip of thin paper. Hold one end of the paper in your right hand. Hold the other in your left hand. Pull both the ends away from the other. Observe what happens to the paper. Now here see students, one paper is taken. So if you are going to hold both the ends and you are going to pull towards each other. So when you are holding, one other person is holding, and if both are going to pull towards each other, what will happen? Tension will be generated, and in the middle crack is means the paper it is going to be torn in two parts. So your explanation is given. In activity 2, tension is created when you put both the ends away from each other. Similarly, when movements occur in opposite direction to each other, tension is generated and faults are formed in the earth crust. So when tension is, how tension is created? When the both the ends they are pulled away from each other. So what is created? Tensions are created. So when movements are taking place opposite direction, so what is created? Tension is created. And in between what will be created? Faults are created. Next is block mountains. Because of the internal movements, horizontal waves moving away from each other are formed. This causes tension on the layers of the rocks, and this leads to formation of fractures in the rocks. These are known as faults. So what is shown? When internal movements are there, so horizontal, when these waves they start moving from each other, they start going away from each other. So tension will be there in the rocks, and because of that fractures are going to develop in the rocks, and that fractures which are going to develop, they are called as the faults. Similarly, waves coming towards each other in the hard rocks also forms faults due to compression. So when a part of the earth crust is in between two parallel faults is lifted, it looks like a block. So here picture is given how fault is created. That is in the hard rocks. When the waves they are coming towards each other, compression is created. So the middle portion that is getting it is going to be lifted. So that type of fault is going to be generated. So when we are going to look towards it, it is looking, this picture it is looking like block. So such a landform is known as block mountain. The hilltops of the block mountains are flat. In the early stages they do not have any peaks. So such type of mountains which are block mountains are there. What is told that in the starting they don't have any peaks. The slopes are steep. And for example, Black Forest Mountain, here it is mentioned. The Meghalaya Plateau of India has also been formed in the similar way. So here see picture is given. Next is here, take 3 notebooks of the same size, hold them on a tightly on table keeping a distance of 2-3 cm. Remove the 2 notebooks on each end away from the central one. Observe what happens. So what reaction just you have to observe. So when horizontal movements on the earth's surface act in opposite direction, it causes tensions on the rocks in the earth crust, and when tension creates fractures develop in the rocks. Now what is told that in the earth's surface, when the horizontal movements are there, and these movements they are going to act in opposite direction, they are going in the opposite direction. So what is going to be? A tension will be created. So in between what will be found? Fractures are going to develop in the rocks. This leads to the formation of the faults. So consequently rocks on both the ends slides and the continuity in the layers of the rock is not found. So whichever the continuity means of the rocks, that is not what will be there in the rocks. What we are going to find? We are going to find the faults. Now example is given here about the Rift Valley. Sometimes 2 fractures develop side by side in the earth crust. The land in between the 2 fractures subsides. So what is told that 2 fractures develop side by side in the earth crust, and the land in between means the middle portion between the 2 fractures, it is going to subside, it is going to go down, and that subsided deep part is called as the valley. You must have seen the valley and all, जिसको खाई बोलते हैं ना हम लोग, that. Now both the slopes of the Rift Valley are very much steep. For example, here it is given of the Rift Valley. So here the picture is shown of the Rift Valley of Narmada. Now students, next we are going to study about the continent building. That is the epogenetic movements. Slow movements occur towards the center or from the earth centers towards the earth crust. Means slow movements, they are taking place from the earth center towards the earth crust. So because of this movement, a vast part of the earth crust is uplifted or gets subsided. So when this movement is taking place, so slow movement is taking place, so what will happen? So a vast part of the earth, it is going to come up, it is going to uprise, uplifted, or sometime it will be subsided, it is going to go down. When the part of the earth crust is uplifted, it is going to come above the sea level. So continents are formed, and therefore these movements are called as the continent building movements. So continents are formed when the part of the earth crust is lifted, continents are formed, and that movements are called as the continent building movements. Now extensive plateaus are also formed because of such movements. If the originally continental portion of the crust subside below the sea level, it forms a part of the seabed. And if that portion, continental portion of the crust, it is going to subside, going to go down below the sea level. So that portion will be given the name as a seabed. Now we are going to study about the sudden movement. Now first we have studied about the slow movements. In the beginning of the chapter, we have discussed and studied the new atom of the earthquake. I told in the starting one example we have seen about, that is the earthquake that has taken place in Nepal. Now earth means what? Ground, and quake means trembling or shaking. So earthquake is the movement of the earth crust. You have acquainted with the magnitude and the effects of the earthquake through the activity at the beginning of the chapter. Magnitude, that is the size, vastness, and the effects that we can come to know by having a look over the example of the Nepal that has been given. Now we are going to have a look on the sudden movements called earthquake and volcanoes in the earth's interior. Now for that one example is given for you. Do you know, when you stand on a railway platform near the railway track, you experience trembling if train passes speedily. Means when you are standing on the railway platform, when fast train it is going to pass from there. So what will happen? Trembling is there, no? So tremors are also felt when a heavy vehicle crosses a bridge. When we are standing on the bridge, at time if any heavy vehicle is going to pass, so at that time also we can experience that tremor. So through these examples, one can estimate. We can come to know about the tremors that are caused during the earthquake. Now earthquake, because of the movements occurring in the interior of the earth, tremendous tension is created in the earth crust. So the movements that are occurring in the interior part of the earth, so tension is created in the earth crust. When the tension goes beyond the limits, this energy is released in the form of rest. So when the tension beyond the limit it is going on, so afterwards what is released? Energy is released, and that energy they are released in the form of waves. This results in trembling of the earth surface. That is, earthquake occurs. The magnitude of the earthquake is measured by Richter scale. How we can measure the earthquake magnitude, its vastness, size, how we can come to know? With the help of a Richter scale. Now causes of earthquakes. So in that, what are the causes of earthquake? First is moving of the plates. When the plates, this movement is there in the plates, because of that it is colliding of the plates. When the plates they are there, they collide with each other. Plates sliding one above the other when they come one above the other. Forming of fractures in the rock layers due to the tension in the interior part of the earth. When fractures are formed in the rock layers because of the tension that is created in the interior part of the earth, and occurring of the volcanic eruptions. Now here see picture is given, simple seismogram and seismograph. Now regarding, see here it is given information about the 7 major plates: Indo, Australia, Africa, Eurasia, North America, South America, Pacific and Antarctica. So these are the major 7 plates. The earth crust is made up of such plates. Ocean and continents are spread over these plates. So whichever the oceans and the continents that we are there, so they are spread over these plates. Depending upon the compression and tension formed in the interior part of the earth, these plates move in various directions. So what is tell? The compression and tension that is created in the interior part of the earth, depending upon that, these plates they are moving one above the other. Next is focus and epic center. Now because of the movements occurring below the earth's surface, tension is created and it keeps on accumulating. High energy is released at the place where the tension mounts up, where the tension moves up. So this is the center of the earthquake, and it is called as the focus or hypocenter. So here see one diagram is there, picture is there. So focus, that is that portion is called as, that portion is called, that is the center of the earthquake. Energy waves scatter in all the direction from the center. From that focus, that is energy, they scatter, they spread in all the directions, and the place on the earth's surface where these energy waves reach first is called as the epicenter. See, epicenter is shown, no, dot. The epicenter where above it is given. So that here epicenter. So that is the place where the reach first. That portion is called as the epicenter. It is the nearest place on the Earth's surface. So from the Earth's surface we can see that that is the near place. So it is the nearest place on the Earth's surface from the focus, and it experiences the first. So the first shake, first tremor, it is experienced at that place. So the epicenter is perpendicular to the focus. So this epicenter, it is like perpendicular to the focus. Now when the tension is released at the focus, the released energy travels in all the direction. So here when tension is released here from where, so the energy they start traveling from all the directions, and this energy come towards the Earth's surface in the form of waves. And when this energy they are coming towards the Earth's surface, so they are coming in the form of waves. So the seismic waves can be divided into primary, secondary and surface waves. So these waves, seismic waves which are there, so they are divided into three categories, that is primary waves, secondary waves and surface waves. Now we are going to study about the primary waves. These are the first ones to reach the surface of the Earth after the energy is emitted in the Earth's interior. So primary waves of the first waves are the first one to reach the surface of the Earth when this energy is emitted released in the interior, Earth's interior. They are traveling at a very fast speed from the focus of the earthquake in the radial directions. So they travel they are moving very fast speed. They travel at a very fast speed from the focus of the earthquake in radial direction. Radial direction means spreading out from the central parts. Subjected to the primary waves, particles in the rocks move in the direction of the waves to and fro. So this related with the primary waves, what happens? The particles which are there in the rocks, so they move in the direction of the waves as the waves are moving. So here the direction will be to and fro. The waves moves to and fro, and therefore these waves are also called as forward and backward moves. So how they are moving? They are moving to and fro. So because of that, these waves are also called as the forward and backward waves. These waves can travel through all the three states. They can travel through all the three states, that is liquid, solid and gaseous. But while traveling through the liquid medium, their direction gets changed. So they are traveling through all the three states, liquid, solid and gaseous. But what is told that when they are coming in the liquid medium, the direction gets changed. So it is because of the primary waves that buildings on the Earth's surface move backward and forward. So because of the effect of the primary waves, when the Earth here, the buildings which are there at the time of the earthquake, which direction they are going to move? Backward and forward direction. Next is secondary waves. The waves which reach the Earth's surface after the primary waves are called as the secondary waves. These waves, scatter, that is spread in all directions from the focus of the earthquake, and their velocity is lesser than the primary waves. Velocity speed is less than the primary waves. The particles lying in the wave of these waves move up and down and in the direction of the energy transfer. So here how these waves are moving? They are moving up and down. In the primary, how they are moving? To and fro. Secondary, they are moving up and down in the direction of the energy transferred. These waves can travel only through the solid medium. So they can travel only through the solid medium. They get absorbed as they enter the liquid medium. Absorbed means they are soaked up when they are going to enter the liquid medium. The buildings on the Earth's surface move up and down because of these waves. So on the Earth's surface, the buildings which are there, so the direction of the movement how will be? Up and down. And these secondary waves, it is told that they are more destructive as compared to the primary waves. Next is the surface waves or well waves. Now these waves are generated after the primary and secondary waves. There is the epicenter. They travel in the direction of the circumference of the Earth along the crust. Circumference, that is the border, the boundary of the Earth along the crust. They are highly more destructive. They are more destructive as compared to both waves. Now about the seismogram, it is mentioned through this instrument a graph showing movement of the seismic waves can be generated. So we can come to know about the seismic waves. After studying this graph, the magnitude of the earthquake is shown in the figure 2.11, shows a simple seismograph and a seismograph prepared from it. Now with the help of the modern technology, advanced seismographs have been designed. With the help of even micro seismic waves can also be measured. That is, small seismic waves can also be measured. Next, here it is given, try this. Hang a heavy bag or pouch on the hook of a spring balance as shown. Pull the bag down and release it. Observe the spring and note the movement of the spring. What will happen? Because of the pressure, it is going to go up. Now next figure here it is shown. As shown in the figure 2.14, make the student stand holding the ends of the rope. Ask one student to give a jerk pull to the rope by pulling it up and down with the hand. Observe what will happen. So see here what will happen. This is created. In the same way, spread rangoli and a large plate. Flick on the lower side of the plate slightly with your finger. Observe what will happen. See, the rangoli, it is going to jerk up. So here we are going to study about the effects of the earthquake. What are the effects? First is cracks, fractures. They are going to develop when earthquake is going to happen. What will happen? Cracks and fractures are going to develop. Next is causes, landslides, which leads to sliding, that is sliding of the rocks, that they are going to move. Sometimes the groundwater changes into, because of the earthquake, what will happen? The groundwater, they are going to change their course, directions, and wells may dry. Sometimes wells may get filled with water, or sometimes it may dry up. Some areas may get uplifted, while some may subside. It is going to go down. Tsunamis may also be generated in the oceans. And at that time there may be great loss of life and property. Next is in snow covered areas, avalanches, that is snow slide, it is going to occur. Buildings, they are going to collapse. Loss of life and property. Transportation routes gets disrupted, that is interrupted, blocked. Communication system may collapse, that is fall down. Next here it is about the volcanoes. Now hot, solid, liquid and gaseous materials are thrown out of the mantle of the earth onto the surface of the earth. Now that process is called as the volcanic eruption. Now during this process, ashes, water vapor, various types of poisonous and inflammable gas, hot molten magma, liquid magma are thrown out. When this molten magma comes out of the surface, it is called as a lava. About the volcanic eruption and all, you must have studied in the 8th standard. Now, on the basis of this type of eruption, volcanoes can be divided into following types. So first one we are going to study about central type of volcanic or conical volcano. Now during the eruption, the molten magma comes out through a pipe-like vent. Vent means outlet inside the earth's surface. The lava spreads around the mouth of this vent when it comes out. As a result, cone-shaped mountains start forming out and conical volcanic mountains are formed. See here one picture is given. That is, when this type of eruptions are occurring, the magma, they are coming through a pipe like outlet will be there, vent will be there, and through that the lava is going to spread at the mouth. It is going to come. So it will be looking like a cone. So such type of mountains are called as the conical volcanic mountains. So here example is given. Mount Fujiyama in Japan and Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania are the examples of central type of volcanoes and conical mountains. Next is fissure type volcanoes. Now during eruptions, when the magma comes out not from a single vent but from many cracks, so it is called as a fissure type of volcanic eruption. The molten material comes out with the eruption spreads on both the sides of the fissure. As a result, volcanic plateaus are formed. The Deccan Plateau is one of the example of such type of volcanic eruption. So in this, what happens? Magma, it is not going to come out from a single vent, single outlet, but from many cracks they are going to come out. and so because of that it is called as a fissure type of volcanic eruption. So delta, this Deccan Plateau of India, it is the example of this type of volcanic eruption. So here example is given, fissure type of volcanic eruptions. The plate boundaries of the volcanoes and earthquakes are directly related to the plate boundaries. Most of the volcanoes are located on the plate boundaries. Similarly, the earthquakes zones are also seen in the border areas. So here about it is mentioned, the part of the plate boundary which slides under the crust subdues. Subdues means here they vanish or they reduce. So there is a loss of material. Such boundaries are called as the plate consuming boundaries. And in areas where the new material is coming up onto the earth crust, they are called as the plate creating boundaries. So where that is when the plate boundary, that is the part of the plate boundary which slides under the crust, they are going vanishing or reducing, so that are called as the plate consuming boundaries. And where the new material is coming up on the earth crust, they are called as the plate creating boundaries. Both the process happen continuously. Effects of the volcanoes. Now here, when volcano is going to take place, what will happen? There is a loss of life and property. Sometimes tsunamis are generated due to volcanic eruptions occurring over below the ocean floors. Dust, smoke, ashes, gases, water vapor, etc. remain in the atmosphere for a long time. And because of that, what will happen? There will be, environment will be affected. Land may become fertile due to volcanic ashes. Land may become fertile because of volcanic ashes. Many minerals are found near the earth's surface because of the lava. We can find many minerals. New land is formed due to the volcanic eruption or at that time, An island may even, sometimes what new land is formed, and sometimes what happens, even the island may also even disappear. Lakes are formed at the mouth of the craters of the dead volcano. Craters means here holes are formed, hollow holes are formed, bowls. When the rainwater accumulates in them, means when the rainfall is going to come, the water will be collected near the dead volcanoes. Now about the here Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located in the southeast of the mainland of India. On this, that is the archipelago lies in the Barren Islands. On this group of islands lies the Barren Islands. India has only one active volcano. This volcano was dormant for a long time, but in February 2017 it started erupting. So it has been inactive for a long time. Dormant means inactive, but afterwards in February 2017 it became active, and mainly dust, smoke and mud is coming out of these eruptions along with this some lava. So students, hope you have understood this chapter. Now in this chapter, this map, it has been cancelled for you, and along with that on page number 16 try this and find out that has been cancelled. Thank you.